Published, 1700 Eastern Standard Time, the 17th of February 2019. Updated, 3:34 Eastern Standard Time, the 18th of February 2019. Uncertainty over Brexit negotiations undoubtedly played a part in the decision by the owners of Flybmi to call in the administrators over the weekend. Passengers are increasingly nervous about booking with lesser-known carriers in the run-up to March 29, despite the EU's agreement that British-based and British-owned airlines will be able to fly to and from the continent and overfly Europe for at least 9 months after the UK leaves. The company's owner, Airline Investments, must also take a hefty share of blame for its financial travails, but Flybmi's problems are also a reflection of a far broader malaise in the airline industry. Budget British airline Flybmi collapsed on Sunday, leaving thousands of passengers stranded. The East Midlands-based airline had 376 staff and operated 17 planes that flew to 25 cities. The rise of a new generation of discount carriers, challenging the dominance of established no-frills players such as EasyJet and Ryanair, means that there is huge overcapacity in the industry. In essence, the numbers of seats outstrips the volume of travelers. This has meant a bonanza for consumers who are able to travel to Europe, and more recently cross the Atlantic, at super low prices. But it has been destructive for the discount carriers. People were left in the lurch at airports across the country due to Flybmi's sudden collapse. Alex BRUMMER believes a new generation of discount carriers has led to an oversupply of flights. Transatlantic carrier Norwegian has, after initial success and growth, plunged into losses and is desperately looking for an injection of cash. Hungarian-owned Wizz Air has plunged into losses. Even Ryanair, Europe's most profitable airline, owned up to losses in the last quarter. Meanwhile, tour operator Thomas Cook has put its profitable airline up for sale as part of a drive to raise new funds, while Monarch went bust last year. Ryanair, Europe's most profitable airline, reported losses in the third quarter of last year. Hungarian-owned Wizz Air has plunged into losses, despite a growing presence in the UK. A rescue deal for much larger regional carrier Flybe has been launched by Richard Branson's Virgin and Stobart, owners of Southend Airport, which together have pumped in tens of millions of pounds to keep its planes flying while they wait for shareholders to agree its sale to them for a nominal £2 million. This is being challenged by American investor Coltrane, which owns 16%, and thinks Flybe is being sold too cheaply. Flybmi and Flybe are also made more vulnerable because of the power of the banks behind the credit cards used to book flights. If they fear that an airline might be in difficulty, the credit card firms withhold cash transfers to the airlines. They know if they go bust, customers will be entitled to a refund, depriving them of the capital needed to stay in the air. Transatlantic carrier Norwegian Air has, after initial success and growth, plunged into losses. Adding to the problems are volatile prices for jet fuel on the global markets. The biggest players, such as International Airlines Group, AIG, which owns British Airways, have strong balance sheets which allow them to buy hedges, a form of insurance against fuel price changes. This protects them against sudden movements. Such details are less open to smaller players. Of course, all of this is little comfort to the thousands of Flybmi passengers left stranded in Europe, or at UK airports by the company's demise this weekend, but they are victims of an industry in distress.